Hi guys, my name is Nonima Digela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today on this video, I'm still engaging with Bongani. I want us to talk about Judge Ratha. I don't know if you still remember Bongani, but you will tell me. Mhlambi, my brain is playing tricks on me. But I've been asking myself this question. What changed Go Judge Ratha? Because when he first arrived, he was seemingly the best judge. He was seemingly the judge that we needed for this case. He was seemingly someone that is going to make sure that everything moves. He was anti-postponements. Do you remember? There was a lot of things that were like, oh, okay, this man is going to make sure that everything moves. Haibo. There was a sudden switch. And then we saw a side of him that was like, hey, CP Upper. Hey, I personally, I don't know about others, maybe you also experience yourself finding yourself saying that, hi bolo babu uyadelela, umuntu omdala. I've found myself saying such things about him because I was like, I've never seen a disrespectful person, Jengalo. He's been like that gay all the way up to here. He surprised me the last time they had a sitting. He was nonchalant. He was not talking, but there is something that switched. Did you notice that?
I think when it comes to Judge Ratha Mokgotleng, we went into 3 phases of him.
Yes.
One man. Mm-hmm. The first one, I did videos. If you go back, I was like, wow, this is the judge we didn't know we needed. I remember Advocate Baloyi wanted to postpone, and he wanted a whole day postponement. And then the judge asked, oh, so you want to go talk to the legal aid, right? Where's the building? How far is the building? 15 minutes away. It's like, okay, go there now. When you are back, please tell me. We'll continue. We were clapping hands. We're like, this is what we wanted for the Senzo Mewa trial. Yeah, man, I sang his praises. He was like, oh, then he introduced us to the second Ratha, the root one, the one who will tell about Mshololo. I've been long in this bench. This. I've never been accused. What? We went from that one we were praising to this one. From the root one, we went to the one who doesn't want to engage anymore. Who, how many days do you want for postponement? I'll give you. Just tell me the days you want.
He wouldn't even say the days. He would say how many years. A sarcastic judge. That's exactly what we got.
Yeah, we went to a judge that now did not want to engage much now. Whereas everything, even when it needed not his contribution, he will descend into the arena and be in the arena instead of sitting and listening. And you know what? There's something that worries me about Judge Ratha Mokgotleng. You remember Judge Ratha Mokgotleng, he keeps saying, I remember everything, I know everything, right?
Yo.
But have you noticed that he doesn't know, still today, he never says Gininda, it's Ginanda. So you're like, oh wait, you said you remember everything. But how come you forget the word Gininda? What's the evidence that you remember everything if you can't remember the word Gininda?
He doesn't care, does he?
But I want to believe you that you remember everything. Ne? So please demonstrate before me. And then you call Gininda Ginanda. And then you still want to convince me that when you remember everything. Do you really remember everything? Or you are acting here? You're just acting here.
Actually, speaking of remembering everything, guys, we've seen Judge Ratha not remembering everything. I remember there was a time they were talking about he will, in fact, mix the evidence. He will talk about something that was related to Bongani Ntanzi, which is accused number 2. Put it on accused number 1. The accused number 1, put it on accused number 2. You'll be like, hi, boss, didn't you say you remember everything? You know the evidence, you know everything. So I don't think that's something that we can rely on. So the reason I'm even saying that there was a shift, a huge shift, and then when you put it very well when you say there was a judge that was rude, there was a judge that was decided I'm gonna be nonchalant, do whatever you want. All these phases, it seems as if there was a reason. I think for us to get to a rude Ratha, something happened wherever it happened. Because Jadrata came here, and I remember when he was fighting with him, Shololo, the one incident that you mentioned of, he said, "I'm not part of this nonsense." We were like, nonsense?
Which nonsense?
What do you mean? And then at some point he told us that I listened to the record of Maumela. We were like, we thought this, you were starting de novo, so that you are not influenced by whatever that happened previously. So do you see that there's a lot of things? And for me, Ujadrata, right now where we are, he strikes me as a judge who says, you are guilty until you prove yourself innocent.
In fact, the whole case is structured in that way. When you listen to lawyers, they will tell you, we have never seen a case where an accused have to prove their innocence. The state must prove its case against the accused beyond reasonable doubt. It is the state, the prerogative of the state. The state must prove its case beyond reasonable doubt against the accused. The law says he who alleges must prove. But on the sense of my trial, for the first time we are told the defense must bring evidence against their client. For the first time we're hearing that the defense must prove their innocence. For the first time we're hearing things like that.
I sat and wondered, Uguti, why was Judge Rata even hired to be the one that is presiding over the case? Yes, the idea of someone doing the case are like every day, the way it's happening, like we will have it every day, it's fine. That one is great. But I wonder, what were the merits that were used? Was it because he did a Richard Mudluli case? Was it because he did the Jeppe case? Was it because he did the Lerato Singadi case, etc., whatever? Because he has done a lot of high-profile cases. But now, were they complicated like this one?
I don't know. You know, when it comes to the merit, you are asking a very important question that will never get an answer. Because, we're never going to get an answer. Forget about it. I concur with you. The idea of finding a judge who's retired, who only focus on this case, run it daily on a day-to-day basis, fine. But hey, now I wish to sit with one of them and say, Konje, what did you use to choose one of these judges here and say, Rata is the one? What was the criteria used?
Listen to this. On the Richard Mdluli case, they say he sentenced him. He's a former boss for crime intelligence. He sentenced him to jail for kidnapping his customary wife, assault and related charges. Maybe because he's a guy that is even able to make an example of someone who is actually a crime intelligence boss. Could have been something that the president looked into, or else when it comes to the Jeppe Town case, he sentenced those people, all of them, for those police and the people that were murdered there. Maybe they looked at him and saw Guti, there is something in him. And then also on the Lerato Singadi case, he ruled in favor of Lerato on this one, even though the family was against it, but he said, yes, she is. But there is something else that I did not touch on, the bail of Angelo Agris. Do you remember Agris?
I did not follow the bail.
I
do remember when he was testifying on state capture. I do remember when he was arrested by the Hawks. I don't remember the bail.
He was given bail by Judge Rata in 2020 under strict. So do you see how he's been involved in situations and stuff like that?
But, okay, continue.
But when it comes to the Senzo Meyiwa case, now he makes us question a lot of things. Maybe because of how the case is structured, maybe that could be the problem. Maybe, but his way of doing things there, many are times that he makes us question a lot of things there.
Can I tell you something? I will forever say this. I don't want to hide this. I was one with Zuma. I thought he was going to win that. I was on Zuma's side. So the judge ruled not in favor of, Zuma against Billy Downer, and I forgot this journalist as well. But I'm talking about something that happened recently.
Yes, I remember.
But you know what? Even though the judge said something that I don't agree with, I have zero negative comment to say against that judge. Zero.
Because of how he behaved.
Thank you. I'm saying something that it's opposed to my view. The AKA accused, I thought they were going to get bail. The judge ruled against what I thought. Not that I wanted, but I was like, I thought this one would get bail. But the judge ruled opposite of what I thought. I have zero negative comment against the judge. I'm not going to talk about the perfect judge that we've ever met. He's white. His name is Erasmus. On Jocelyn Smith case.
Yes.
A judge that doesn't care, doesn't give a damn, not even a swimming pool, correct the defense and correct the state equally. That's all that we wanted. Okay, you're going to sentence them, fine. But be fair in the process. That's all that we're asking. Whether the case is this complicated, but we don't want to question your behavior in the process. We want to question the evidence or the defense, but not your behavior. The last person we want to question is the judge. The judge, have you ever heard the saying, be sober like a judge?
Ay man, Jengek. Right now, you better be sober like a John. When he's about to umuntu, you can't be sober like a judge. Ay. Be sober like a doctor who's about to do a surgery. Not No, we've seen a lot.
But do you notice that in what I'm saying is, even if you were to rule against us, who believe that the accused are not the right people, but we don't want to question your behavior. Please, do not give us the reason not to trust you, but still expect us to trust you. It's not going to happen.
As a judge. We as South Africans, most of us have criticized him on a number of occasions. And he knows those things, but his behavior doesn't change. Clearly, that could be that's his character. He has even made racial remarks that made people angry, etc., etc. But I don't know, Menbongs, but that judge for me, whatever happens in that court, the only thing that will surprise me is Judge Ratha finding them not guilty, even though, according to the evidence that is there, he's supposed to find them not guilty. His behavior is saying, I'm going to find them guilty.
Section 174, for me, that's when he made everything clear. He is going to find them guilty. You like it or not, they are guilty.
I would be very surprised if they were not found guilty.
Maybe if Makubo, maybe they will present something. I don't know. But as of us now,
where we are,
if judgment were to be issued tomorrow, I'm going to tell you that, despite the evidence, despite the fact that, remember I said, in fact, let me show you something. Timothy Omotoso, the state versus Timothy Omotoso and the other accused. Listen to that judgment. The judge said, you state you did not prove your case against Omotoso beyond reasonable doubt. There are a lot of questions. You couldn't even cross-examine these people. And therefore, I'm releasing him on the basis of that. And then she turned to Omotoso and said, neither am I convinced that you are innocent. Just look at this opposite. You can't prove your innocence. Neither am I convinced that you are innocent. You are innocent. But because the state cannot prove its case against you beyond reasonable doubt, I'm not going to sentence you. Just that alone. But on the Senzo Meyiwa trial, there are a lot of questionable things. And yet you're still going to find them guilty anyway.
That's how it looks like. Anyway, I thought I should just have a conversation about that because people should not be surprised when it happens. Because that's what Judge Ratha is giving. He's giving that they better prove to me that they are innocent. They better give me timestamps, videos that are saying I was at George Koch. That's how he's behaving, in my view. Anyway, your last words?
This is what is going to happen. the accused are going to be sentenced. And after sentencing, they will be sentenced, and then they will be found guilty, but they will not be sentenced on the same day. And this is going to be strategical. This is to give the state and the defense time to plead for a lesser sentence. Then the state will then go to the same accused and say, we want Kelly Khumalo. Testify against Kelly Khumalo. We'll reduce your sentence. Watch the space.
And then if they refuse, because they have nothing to do with Kelly Khumalo,
they will get harsher sentence. And so if you are an accused at that moment, you don't have a choice. Say, for instance, you are looking at 30 years behind bars, right? And the state says, listen, if you agree to testify against Kelly Khumalo, we reduce that to 15 years. You don't have a choice. You'll take the 15 years.
I hope they don't.
But then you and I, we speak boldly and nicely because we enjoy freedom.
We are not in the situation.
Exactly. It's something that I always say about people who says, we want Abo Makubu to come and prove this. I get it, I understand, and I trust Abo Makubu. But if I was in the shoes of Ntanzi and his family, I will want that guy out as soon as possible. I wouldn't want to spend another 2 years in prison. I will want the easiest way out to get Ntanzi out. So you and I can speak like that because we're out, we have the freedom. But if you are the accused, you are looking at the fact that minus 15 years, you know what it means? If you are sentenced 30 years, you'll come out after 15 years. You'll get a parole after 15 years. Or sometimes they can say after 20 years, that's when you'll be eligible for parole. Say again, in this case, 15 years. So then the state approaches you and say, okay, look, you'll get a parole probably after 15 years or 16 years. But if we reduce it to 15, it means you'll get a parole after 7.5 years in prison. So which one? Okay, take the 7.5 or 8 years in prison.
Now, let's say in a situation, maybe we should do a different video for that. It's going to be too long because now I'm thinking something when you mentioned Ntanzi. We will talk in another video about that because it's going to take us to 1 hour. It's going to take us to 1 hour. Anyway, guys, we will see you in our next video. Thank you so much. Please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment. And most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. Don't be shy with Ama Super Thanks. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.